Yo, so listen, it's me again, Blake Wallace with Wallace Realty Group. Listen, today was a very successful day on the doors. As I said in my last video, if you check that out, and for those of you who did, I thank you so much. Drop a like or a comment on that last video I did explaining why I went back to the doors. I won't get into it in great detail here on this video, but today I want to share some results because I've been going out to the doors again for the last month or so, doing right around 100 doors a day. Today, I switched it up a little bit, which I'll explain a little bit more on how I did it. It was a little bit more targeted as far as the doors that I went to, but I still was able to get a good volume of doors in, and I had much better conversations. But anyway, listen, before I get started, I want to shout out to any Twin Cities real estate agents looking to make a change. I know that now is the time that typically we all start to um, analyze where we are and what we're doing and how we're going to make changes for the new year. And I would love to bring a few agents onto my firm and get them out working just like I'm doing and give them full support for listings, marketing, and things like that as well. So, just like the ticker says down, the scrolling message says down below, feel free to click the link in the description to schedule a virtual informational with me. We can talk. I can let you know what I have to offer and what I would love to offer you as an agent to get you started and get you going on being a successful listing agent using the same methods that I use. So click that link in the description if you're in the Twin Cities, if you're a real estate agent, and let's talk for a little bit. It should just take about half an hour to determine if it'll make sense for you and I to work together. So anyway, moving on. Today, high probability selling at the door. Um, I've been doing it. You know, it was something I was doing on the phone before. It was something that was highly effective on the phone, and I still do the phones. I still call absentee owners to this day. Very targeted. I keep my phone calls targeted to this day. But what I started doing was going out and doing more circle prospecting type things in neighborhoods that I want to work in. Right now, I have clients looking in a pretty upscale neighborhood and there's very, very little listing inventory, not just because of the current market, but just all the time. It's just a place where lots are manageable, homes are of a manageable size, but they're higher priced. They would be considered in the luxury bracket, and people tend to live there forever or pass them down. So there's always a low inventory situation in this area. So what I decided to do was get up off my ass and go start knocking on doors and try to find an opportunity for them. But here's the thing: when it comes to high probability selling, the one thing I don't want to do is give anybody any false hope, because the house that I go to or the house that I knock on may not be the right fit for the client that I'm actually looking for. So what I'm actually doing is I'm going out and I'm simply saying, "Hi, my name is Blake Wallace. I'm a local real estate broker. I'm looking for properties to market, and I was curious if you were thinking about selling in the near future." If they say no, I walk away. If they give me a maybe, then what I'll do is I'll try to get them set up on my automated prospecting search, which is very simply put a MLS search for anything that's active, sold, and pending in their neighborhood. And so what I'll do is I'll grab their email, I'll grab their phone number, and I'll get them set up on that. And that's only for people that I get to talk to, and I hear them say, "Yeah, we're thinking about selling in the next year or two," or something like that. Then I'll push for that information. And so the way that I do that is once they're at the door, if people will tell you yes, no, they'll tell you no right away if it's just a no. You may or may not get just a flat out yes, I want to list my home right now. But what you will get is somebody saying, not right now, it's not the right time. What you have to do though is, if they don't give you that information right up front, a simple question just like this, maybe later on down the line you'll reconsider, gives them an opening to say, we've been thinking about it. Maybe in about a year or two, maybe 3, 4 years down the line, we still have kids in school. Whatever it is, you have to listen and you have to determine whether or not that's going to be a good lead for you to follow up with. If I hear somebody say a year or two, typically we like to cut that in half. So when somebody says a year or two, what that means is 6 months to a year, they could be seriously thinking about selling. So what I'll do then is just let them know. I'll say, "Hey, well, in the meantime, I've got a tool that can help you stay educated on your home's values and the neighborhood conditions. Is that something that you want?" they say yes, then what I'll do is I'll collect their information, email. I'll just say, all I need is your email address and a phone number, and I'll get you set up on that right away. And every month you'll receive an email from me with market stats that you can compare your home to. Period, point blank. Just leave it at that. If they say no, I say, great. Well, I'll tell you what, when were you thinking about getting serious about selling? If they give me an actual date, I'll just say, hey, would it be all right if I gave you a call around that time? This is now the third question that you've asked them. At that point, they'll probably just break down and say, sure, yeah, you can give me a call. Great. Because people aren't expecting you to actually do this follow up, right? Well, you're going to do it because you're going to schedule it in your calendar. So then what I'll do is I will ask them just flat out, great, what's a good number to reach you? I'll call you instead of dropping by next time. Okay. You just have to have these natural conversations with people and get that done. And at least you'll get a phone number. The reason why I wanted to talk about that today is because that exact situation happened for me today. I was at a door, and what I did today was a little bit different. Normally, what I'll do is I'll go out and I'll start where I finished last time. I have an app I'm using. Sales Rabbit is what I'm using to knock on doors. Gives me some GPS functionality, keeps me from getting lost in the neighborhood, and also tracks where I've been already, so I'm not knocking on the same areas every day. And what I'm able to do is I'm able to import leads into that. So today I went into RPR, and in the same area that I'm looking for my clients, what I did was I pulled up a list of, I ended up getting about 2,000. I maxed out on what you could export. I maxed out on the 2,000 leads that you can get. I pulled up everybody in the area that's been living in their house for 10 years or more. The reason why I do that is because typically kind of the sales itch period for real estate, 7 to 10 years, people start thinking about making a change. There can be life changes, families growing, people have moved out, downsizing, whatever it may be. 7 to 10 years is where that is. So I looked at for 10 plus residents, length of residence for 10 plus years. And I did this out of RPR, Realtor Property Resource. Comes included if you're a member of the National Association of Realtors. So you should be able to pull it up right out of your MLS, go in, map out an area, pull this information up. I then import that into Sales Rabbit, and it gave me, I marked them as opportunities because I consider anybody in that bracket that have been living for any period of time over 10 years. I consider it to be an opportunity. I consider that to be a warm lead already. So what I did was I loaded them up. I saw where the different clusters were, and I hit those doors first. I hit all those doors today. Hit not 2,000. I probably hit about 50 or 60 of those doors today. I just weave my way through the blocks. We have avenues and streets. I've knocked through the blocks, kind of weave my way through, going around the corner, finding the ones that have been there for 10 plus years. A crazy thing happened. There were a lot of people that were not home. There were a lot of people that had no soliciting signs, which I respect. I won't knock on a door that says no soliciting. But the few people that did answer the door, I had some great conversations with them. Each and every one of them, I was able to leave them with my card, get some good notes on them. They gave me the permission to keep in contact, so I set them up on searches. And then the one person told me that they were thinking about moving in 1 or 2 years. I didn't get a chance to set them up on the search only because they said no. They were just kind of like, no, not right now. So much is going on. But after the New Year's, we're going to get serious about looking, and we just need to determine whether or not it's going to be this year or early next year or the year after, meaning after the holidays into the spring or the year after that. So what I did was I let them know. I said, well, great. Well, when are you guys thinking about having kind of those discussions? They said, we have so much going on with the holidays. Give us a call in February. I said, I'll tell you what, why don't I give you a call the day after Valentine's Day, February 15th? Sound good? Great. What's your phone number? Got her phone number, put it in there. And then I said, I'll tell you what, once I give you a call, I'll also stop by and I can do a walkthrough at that time, let you know what the home value is. And since you guys are planning on moving, staying in the area, then what I'll do is set you guys up on a search so you can start browsing homes on your own. This is key because listen to the lead that I just got. This is somebody, the home is worth right around $750,000, which will be a great payday for me. And these homes I know for a fact sell very, very quickly. And they're also looking to purchase another home. So there in and of itself, you get the double-ended deal. And I consider that to be a double-ended deal because I go for listings first. So if somebody is listing their home and they need to sell and they need to buy as well, those are really the only buyers that I truly want to work with. So listen, that's the type of stuff that happens at the door. If you want to hear that script again, one of these days I'm going to write it out and I'll provide it as kind of a downloadable script, but it's very, very easy. You say hi, you introduce yourself. I'm a local real estate agent. I say I'm a local real estate broker because I am. You can say I'm a local real estate agent. You don't need to say what your company is because 9 times out of 10, it doesn't matter. They're hiring you. They just want to know that you're a real estate agent. They see that you're out there working hard. I'm a local real estate broker. I'm looking for properties to market, and I was curious if you were considering selling in the near future. That's what I would say. Just considering selling in the near future. The reason you say it that way is because it will give people an opportunity to put a time frame on it. So listen, as I'm doing this, what I'm finding is that knocking on doors as compared to cold calling, just flat out cold calling, circle prospecting, has been way more effective. Over the last month, I've knocked on 500 doors a week, and I've probably added 10 to 15 people onto my automatic search. This is a search that people are going to get automatically once a month. That's going to get it. Whenever I get that, I also get a phone number. So my follow-up here, when I see that, is every couple of months or so, as I see them going in and checking out properties, you can pull that up and see what their history is, if they've saved anything, what they're doing. I can now give them a call up and say, hey, I see that you've been getting those updates, those neighborhood updates. Wanted to see if there's anything I can do for you. Do you want me to update your search? Are you getting it too often? Do you want it more frequently? Keep the conversation around that neighborhood update, and then ask what their plans are. Have you thought about, what we said last time we spoke? You said you were thinking about a year or two. Has anything changed since then? You're just having a good conversation with people, send them a thank you note after you talk to them every single time, and they're getting your email right there. This is a free way to generate business, generate leads. I already have 5 or 6 deals that I've scheduled out that are going to be coming on the market in the early spring, and then I'll start moving into the summer once I continue to door knock through the early spring. I would imagine that these conversations will start getting a little bit more effective during our actual selling season, because right now outside it's cold, it's snowing, people are starting to think about the holidays. And so starting next week, I'll stop the door knocking because I know a lot of people will just be not home, in a different mode, vacations, things like that. Plus, it'll give me a good break. And during that time, I'll just follow up with hot and warm leads and continue to move on from there. So listen, if you have any questions at all, what I want you to do is, first off, go into RPR. You don't need the app that I'm using. You can print this stuff out and just go target those addresses, go pull up to the address if you know what the area is. But the app, I find it to be really easy just to keep me on track. And I invested in it because I plan on building my business and my team out this way by using the app and assigning territories to the agents that come onto my team and choose to lead generate this way. So if you have any questions, what I would love for you to do is click the link below, hit me up on IG. You can shoot me a DM really quick. Let me know what questions that you have, or you can always post your question down in the comments. If there's something that you want to learn more about, like setting up the search or doing anything like that right in your MLS, it may look a little bit different depending on where you are, but what you definitely can do is you can learn how to set that search up. So just let me know if that's a video that you would like me to do, and I can do a screen share. But anyway, the moral of the story is get on the doors. I don't want this to go on too long, but get on the doors. No matter what the temperature is, you can time yourself. You don't have to go out there and get freezing cold. Listen, if it's below 25 degrees here in Minnesota, I'm not going out on the doors because it's cold as hell. That's just way too cold. My phone will probably start to freeze up. My fingers freeze up. Everything freezes up. But if it's 30 degrees or above, I go out there and I hit a few doors. And now that I'm targeting the 10 years plus length of residence, basically what I'm seeing is that I'm not getting as tired. I'm not getting as burnt out. And I'm hitting some doors and getting some really good conversations in. And the people that live there, those are the people that are more than likely home during the day when I go. So look, so glad anybody that tuned in. This will be recorded and put out there and posted. So feel free to go back, rewind, check out the rest of the video, and check out what I was talking about. But listen, high probability selling is highly effective at the door. Highly effective. You can get a lot done in a short amount of time going directly to the door. And people are going to respect the fact that you've talked to them face to face, and they're going to remember you. You're going to have the highest impact, because while the phones are getting crowded right now, you're the only one getting that face-to-face time with these people right away. And 9 times out of 10, people are going to hire the first agent that they meet with and see in person. So you're already beating the crowd right to the door. So you can apply this to expired listings, for sale by owners, whatever you want to do. But I choose to farm people that have lived in their home for 10 plus years because I like working with those people. I tend to get downsizers. I tend to get empty nesters. And I tend to get more people that want to sell their house and then buy another one. So if you have any questions, click that link. If you want to join my team, join my firm, if you're a realtor here in the Twin Cities, also click the link in my description down there, and let's set that informational up, man. I love to talk to you and figure out if this is something that you want to do with me, and we can grow this thing out together. All right. Appreciate you for watching.